What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I am your host, Eric, and today we are going to give you a labor rundown of all the news that happened from Friday to today in the labor world, in the union world, because some ground shaking stuff did occur. I mean, the UAW has gone on a strike, and they're doing it at all three plants that they are negotiating with. They're doing it in a big, bold way. And I want to bring you that information. Also, solidarity across trades as the Teamsters stand up also and want to also support the UAW during their negotiations. Add to the fact, our president came out and also came out in support of the UAW and the workers. It's a good day to be a trade unionist. It's a good day to be union minded. It's a good day for union families. And I hope our collective union electeds are taking notice of what's going on in the world around them. Workers are standing up, workers are fighting back, workers are done. So all of this suck up behavior that goes on with these corporate unions, it's not going to last very much longer. The tides are turning. I told you this day was coming. It is coming. I hope everyone's paying attention. It's vital that we take a grasp of this energy, we harness it, and we use it to get the best contracts for our members all across the board, because we've all been screwed for far too long, and we all deserve more. Let me give you the labor rundown. First, let's listen to the president of the UAW as he announces the strike. Let's go.
Everything working people have ever won, we've won together. Today, America's auto workers are in the fight of our lives. The fight for a decent standard of living. The fight for wages that grow with inflation. The fight to retire with dignity. The fight to protect our communities against plant closures. The fight for better work-life balance so we can see our children grow up and our parents grow old. Winning these demands will take all of us fighting together. It will take a return to our roots. Collective action gave birth to our great union. After years of facing down company thugs, spies, and anti-union laws that favored big business, the auto workers in Flint, Michigan took decisive action. In 1937, they occupied General Motors plants and set off an organizing firestorm in our country. After a few tense months, GM Auto Workers emerged victorious. They had won their union and a contract. The creativity, discipline, and defiant spirit of auto workers was contagious. The sit-down strike sparked a strike wave that quickly spread across the entire working class, everywhere from auto plants to department stores. Nearly 400,000 workers across the U.S. participated in sit-down strikes in 1937, giving birth to a new industrial labor movement. We are once again returning to our roots and reclaiming our tradition of holding the line for working people against unchecked corporate power. That is why we are launching a new kind of strike against Ford, GM, and Stellantis. This is our generation's answer to the sit-down strike of the 1930s. We're calling it the stand-up strike. This is a strike that starts small and builds over time as more and more of us stand up and join the fight.
Now, I gotta say something. I'm stopping him there because I gotta say something. When I first heard this announcement, I wasn't sure I was going to agree with the tactic. But as it's unfolded over the weekend, and I found out little tidbits here and there, I do agree. But he's right on, we're pausing now just to review what he's said. He's right on so many levels. Nothing is won individually. Everything comes through collective action. He hits all of the right notes. It takes all members and the support of our communities to win. We have to win our communities. Hearts and minds, people. Hearts and minds. Labor historically has been the vanguard of working families. All of the things that he's saying is actually absolutely factual. I agree with it 100%. Now, again, I was saying I disagreed with the tactics, but at first, But I think I jumped to judgment too soon, as the tactic caused the bosses to guess at where the shutdown would happen. With some sly leaked information, the UAW caused the bosses to move inventory at the wrong plants. They thought that these other 3 plants were going to be struck. And so they moved the inventory and stopped production and did all this stuff on their own to try to save, losses. And they got the wrong information. There was 3 other plants that they did the strike at, which caused them to lose revenue and caused them to look foolish and all of that. So, I mean, they outwitted the bosses. Let's keep going. Let's get back to it. I just think that the UAW is leading the way along with the Teamsters. The Teamsters and what they did with UPS also were leading the way. Let's go ahead and rock with it.
This is a strike that keeps the companies guessing as to where and when the next local will walk out. And just as importantly, we are striking the big 3, all 3. We told them September 14th is a deadline, and we meant it. The big 3 have made $250 billion over the last 10 years. They made $21 billion in profits in the first half of this year alone.
$21 billion.
We will not stand by as corporate executives and the rich continue to make extraordinary profits while the rest of us continue to get left further and further behind. And I want to be clear, our goal is not to strike. Our goal is to bargain a fair contract.
That's the things a lot of people don't understand. Unions don't want to strike. Bosses don't want to negotiate. So unions have to strike in order to force their hand so that they come to the table and break bread in the proper, dignified way. No, they want to treat workers like if they're property that's owned and not to be dealt with. This is a long tradition, But workers got to fight back. You have to. If they're not coming to the table in good faith and they're just offering you scraps, you got to walk away from them scraps and say, you got to be kidding me. No more boats for you, buddy.
But if we have to strike to win economic and social justice, then we will shut down the big 3. We are not afraid to fight for what we deserve. We will stand up for ourselves. We will stand up for our families. We will stand up for our communities. So UAW family, be ready. If your local is called to stand up, I know you'll meet the moment, just like the generations that came before us did. While some of us are on the picket line, the rest of us will keep organizing our coworkers and our communities. Show management that you are prepared to join the stand-up strike. This is our generation's defining moment. Let's stand up for ourselves and the working class. Let's stand up for future generations. Let's stand up for economic and social justice. Let's stand up and once again make history together.
Let's stand up. The community has to support. But here's another interesting tidbit. It's not just the UAW out there on their lonesome. We're having a throwback because even the president lent his voice. And let's take a listen to that.
I respect workers' right to use their options under the collective bargaining system. And I understand the workers' frustration. Over generations, auto workers sacrificed so much to keep the industry alive and strong, especially through the economic crisis and the pandemic. Workers deserve a fair share of the benefits they helped create for an enterprise. I do appreciate that the parties have been working round the clock. When I first called them at the very first day of the negotiations, I said, please stay at the table as long as you can to try to work this out. And they've been around the clock, and the companies have made some significant offers. But I believe they should go further to ensure record corporate profits mean record contracts for the UAW. I'll say it again. Record corporate profits, which they have, should be shared by record contracts for the UAW.
How often are you going to see that? There is no false equivalency here. There isn't. It's not the same. I'm sorry. Look, he openly confirms that the profits are created by the workers. He said that in the video. Where are the populist Republicans at? Where are those Republican voices that are standing up with the workers at UAW, at UPS? Where are those voices at? Crickets. Because they're not for us. They're not for us. And so we have to understand that as working people. You'll see, look, just the president being outspoken about the workers deserving more will have a ripple effect on working folks who will start to understand that, hey, wait a second, maybe I do deserve some more. Even the president is saying it. Make no mistake, that's big to do in a public forum. That's big, huge. Don't minimize this. This is a moment for all of us. Don't minimize it. It's important. And we're going to go on to the next part of this. So here's another little aspect for workers over the weekend. California's Senate passed a bill to extend unemployment benefits to workers who've been on strike for more than 2 weeks. This would cover the writers and actors picketing Hollywood studios and thousands more. The bill now heads to Governor Newsom's desk. So the California Senate is coming through in the clutch, okay? Newsom better sign that damn thing. He better sign it. And while Trump took away our tax write-offs for dues and work clothes and tools, California Democrats are passing bills to help workers fighting for their fair share. There is just no competition between the two parties. I'm tired of everyone saying the parties are the same. They are not the same. We may have our differences with the normie Democrats and the corporate Democrats and all of that, but the parties are not the same. Do not be fooled by these charlatans. And lastly, I want to talk about solidarity, because solidarity wins always. Always. And here's a post from the Teamsters regarding the UAW. This also was, again, over the weekend, all of this stuff happened. Teamsters stand with UAW for fair contract at Big Three automakers. Teamsters General President Sean M. O'Brien, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, including our members in the car haul industry, stand in solidarity with the United Auto Workers to get the best contract possible from America's biggest automakers. Just as the Teamsters saw at UPS, record profits at any company must result in record contracts for the workers who make those profits possible. Ford, Stellantis, and General Motors have a choice to make about the kind of companies they want to become. Do not go down the wrong road. Do not attempt to divide or cast aside dedicated union families who have given their lives to building a resilient American auto industry. All UAW members deserve respect at work and dignity in retirement. They deserve strong wages in a new contract that rewards them for everything they do for the Big Three and to keep this country moving. You can be sure there's no division in America's labor movement today. And you are urged to remember that Teamsters don't cross picket lines. Whew. Smoke. Smoke. Solidarity across trades is vital to the success of the labor movement. I'll say that one more time for the elitists in the back. Solidarity across trades is vital for the labor movement. It's the only way that we all win. And make no mistake, not one of us can win alone. And I mean that as not one trade, not one type of work union, not one can win on its own. Because once everyone else is gone, they're coming for you next. My name is Eric, you're watching Union Minded. Remember, the fight is not left and right. It is up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one, get out there and reach one. And remember, there can be no union without you and I, front and center. Let's get it. Peace.